So these are questions that I have been asked or have floated around, and I've gone, yep, I'm gonna do this, and this is the answer I would have for this. So odd. I don't know if I'm making any sense there. Basically, I'm going to be answering questions that you guys have given to me that is photography related, and I hope that you enjoy it. And if not, watch anyway, because then I can carry on making these silly videos. I also don't have, as I said, don't have any makeup on. I look a bit ratty. Hope that's all right. But my skin's not as shiny as yesterday, so that's all right. A lot of you enjoyed Nevy's company in this video, and she enjoyed yours, especially the bit where you were like, yes. So anyway, anywho, let's get on with the video with the first question. Why are my photos always blurry? There's two choices on this, isn't there? On your camera, are you on manual focus or autofocus? Because if you are on manual focus, your focal length is going to be fixed, meaning if, let's use dog as an example, if she was back here and it was in focus and it was stuck on manual, it would work. But then if I moved her over here, she obviously is not happy about it, but I wouldn't be either. It would then get blurry because the focal point had changed. So you hadn't changed it, but the subject had moved. So that meant it wouldn't work anymore. So you'd need to change that. You can either, so there's choices. You can get manual only lenses and you just have to move the focal bit, or automatic. You press it on the side and then it'll automatically do it for you, which is wonderful, and I'd recommend you do that bit instead. So either that, or if you have an iPhone, tap on the screen, or on a camera, tap on the screen, and it should put the bit that you want in focus. So hope that helps. Should I upgrade to a full frame camera? No. So when you see megapixels and they're like, megapixels is huge, blah, 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 that's not the quality of the image. It's just how big you can blow up the image, how big you can make this as a print. So there are cameras out there that are little compact cameras, they're bridge cameras, and they can produce an image that is just as good as a full frame professional camera. So I definitely recommend that you at least give that a go before you think about actually doing full frame. So there is so many different things you can do with other types of cameras. I have got a Fujifilm X100V, and that's not full frame. It's got a fixed lens on it, but the quality of the camera and its images are insane. They are so good. So I think you just need to give it a go and be creative with it. Why do you need a professional camera, and have you Googled the differences between them? I have both my dogs in the room right now, so anytime that they move you might be able to hear it. Please do ignore it. They're just interested in what I'm doing, and they're here to say you guys like them in the videos anyway. Oh, should we do the thumbnail? Nevy, look. Kisses. Good girl. How do I get the perfect blurry photo? So when you say bokeh, I'm going to put a little image right here just so you can see what I mean. There's multiple options, and you can either do it in post. Is that the right wording? You could either basically do it in the camera or do it in Photoshop, but I prefer the camera because it's probably going to look a little bit more legit. So it basically is where, say you are on 13 and you're in a town, you're probably going to see the background of that image and it's not going to be very glowy. A Pro Mist filter will also help with this, by the way, massively. I'm currently using one now. Or if you change your image to your camera to 2.8, if you are an f4 person, that's completely fine. Go to a 2.8 and try and get a longer focal point. So if I had my 24-70, which I'm using right now, I'd probably use it on the 70 range, do it to 2.8 and just make the shutter a little bit slower. That's going to make the background look blurry. It's going to make it look kind of like little orbs everywhere, and that is bokeh. So hope that helps. Big f-stop, no shiny, little f-stop, big shiny. Why do photographers love golden hours so much? Because it's beautiful. It is like the prime photo because you've got a backlit. Again, here's another piece of information where you can see a backlit golden image. So it basically is a certain time of day and the sun is at a certain point in the sky. Your images look creamy and lovely, and that's what you want to make a really almost angelic type of photo because it's nice. It's beautiful. It's lovely. it's golden hour. You can also get blue hour, and there's other types of hour, but you tend to only have a short time of day, short time span to do this golden hour. If you perfect it, it's a very nice image, a really nice image, and that is what golden hour is. My lens keeps fogging up, help me. That's a good question. Where are you? Are you in a very warm place and you've just gone to a very cold one? Is that what's going on? Is it the temperature difference that's kind of gone, oh, it's glass. Imagine your glasses if you wear them, a lot of people do. If it started to get in a bit blurry, because if it has, you wipe it, don't you? Same as you've got a lens, you've got glass going on there. Different environments and temperaments are going to affect it differently. So you need to account for that. So it's like if you're in a really hot space and you change temperatures really quickly, or vice versa, that can do it. Or is your camera in a place? I left mine in my van for a couple of nights or something in the cold, probably get a little bit gross and condensation-y. It's gonna happen because there's optics in there. So you need to be aware of that and look after them. My photos look flat. How do I add depth? There's different ways of doing this, and I am one of those people that have taken a flat photo or two. Is your photo slightly overexposed? So you're finding that it looks a bit blown out and a bit too light? Because if it does, and you are shooting raw, don't worry, JPEG will be fine. But if you've done it this time, but next time learn raw, because it's going to help you out so much more. Just try and lower it down a little bit and maybe add a little bit of contrast, and have a little play if you're on Lightroom with your shadows and that scale there, or your highlights. That will add a little bit of definition to your picture. Also having a look at your actual settings when you're shooting to see if you are basically doing it for the right lighting for where you are. That will help you edit massively. Again, you can also add it in Photoshop where you do the burn tool and you can just burn around the sections that you want. So say I had my dog, I could just burn around the image a little bit, around the nose, around the eyes, the pupils, and just add a fake shadow to add depth of field. But don't overdo it, because we can tell. So I will be doing a tutorial for that one for you. What's the best lens for portraits? What type of photos are you doing? Are you doing street photography? So you need a 10mm because you can get that wide angle. Everything is in vision. You've got really cool pop looking ideas going on, and that is perfect. Or are you doing portraits? A 24-70 would be fine. Or even a 70-200 if you're doing a longer field image. So I'm taking a video or a photo of my dog. Dog is going to be on 70-200, probably on the 200 side, and that's going to get the image that I want for that one. I do think though, if you can get, and you can afford an 85mm out of prime lens, so this is where it doesn't zoom, or you can get 105, the glass on these, especially when they're like 1.2, it's beautiful, 1.4, that's going to make it so creamy and buttery. But you can pretty much do a portrait with any lens. Just get creative with it. Why do photographers crouch so much? I wouldn't know, I'm 5'3", so actually I'm fine. But I don't know, have you ever tried taking a picture of I'm going to keep using dogs as an example, or a toddler. If you take a picture from down here, the angle's not going to be as nice as if you are on eye level. Oh, girl, you jump off, that's fine. Don't come back. You've made a choice to jump off now. That's it. Anyway, if you are eye level with your subject, the image is going to look so much nicer because it just tells the story a little bit better. It actually just, it makes it feel more realistic. Whereas if you're taking a picture from down, or imagine someone's taking a picture from up, I'm going to be all like chins and I'm going to hate that. So it's just more flattering if you do it on eye level. So that's why people crouch. And a lot of photographers that I know are really tall, so I get it. My battery dies really quickly. What can I do? There's two things. Check if your battery is old. If your battery is old, it might be just that it's a bit shit, so you need to get a new one. If your battery is new, what settings are you using on your camera? Can your SD card, which this does count, is it writing? So basically you can get different types of SD cards, or you can get CF cards, type C cards. There's so much going on. But imagine if you have a big fat card and you're trying to do those pictures, it can handle it. Now, if you're using a normal SD card in a professional camera and I've done loads of pictures at once and it's taken so long to read. Your battery is going to be going. I am doing so much work and I've got arms, I am the legs, my card is the arms, and I'm asking myself to make myself a snack sandwich. I'm a snack, so you make yourself some soup. I'm walking to the thing, or I'm trying to get to the place I need to get to, but my arms are not working, or if they are, they're really slow. So you start getting a bit exhausted because it sounds like a big deal. It's a lot of work. So I don't think any of that made sense. If it did, please let me know in the comments. You know what I mean. Everything needs to adapt to itself, otherwise your battery could burn out. That, as well as, are you constantly using this camera? Are you shooting big videos? Because if you're constantly filming, the battery's going to get hot. Some cameras have internal fans on them, some of them don't. So just try and see, are you using a camera that's right for the purpose of the topic that you're using it for, or project? I don't know why I said topic. Should I shoot in RAW or JPEG? Can your camera shoot RAW? If it can, shoot it. If it can't, shoot JPEG. RAW and JPEG, if you don't understand, think of a suitcase, and JPEG is a closed suitcase. You can see the image, which is the suitcase, and you can paint the suitcase, so you can change colours and stuff and do light edits, but you can't really do a lot. Think of a raw image is an open suitcase. Now, we can't just edit the little bits. We can open the suitcase and go through it, and we can change so much more. It enables us to play around with it. We can change the material of the inside. Notice it gives you so many more options. And again, I'll do a video on that if that helps, but I hope that explains it. RAW, big. JPEG, big options for RAW. So shoot RAW. Oh, also, just so you know, JPEGs you can edit basically on any program or send it to your phone or whatever. RAWs, you need to be using Lightroom or Capture One or some sort of photo editing software to be able to handle it. That's why normally people don't give out RAWs to clients, because they're not going to know what to do with it. How do photographers stay so calm during chaotic shoots? I do weddings and I do dogs, and sometimes my dogs are not well behaved. You just have to remember that you're just taking a photo. It's just a photo. You can redo that shoot again, unless you're going to go see some endangered animal, and then that's the only opportunity you're ever going to see in your lifetime. Then in that case, be as chaotic as you can. But you don't need, it's a hobby, isn't it? Or it's a career, it's fun. It's meant to be exciting and fun. Normally as well, you're either doing it on your own or with somebody. So there are so many different forums online, like Facebook. I'm on so many groups, it's insane. But I am not chaotic, because if I have an issue, I can ask somebody. Or if it goes wrong, at least I experimented and I did it, and that was fun. So it doesn't have to be a chaotic situation. You can be a little bit nervous, especially if it's a client shoot or a brand deal or something. It's the whole point of practicing, isn't it? And that is exciting. So be chaotic if it means it's a good thing, but it's chill. You're just taking photos or videos. What's the best way to hold a camera? What's the best way to hold a sandwich? Whatever way is the best way to eat it. Don't eat it. It depends. How big's your lens? If you have a 70-200 and it's got that handle, you don't use it. You can also get small rigs. You can get strips that go on the camera to help you. So I do a lot of portrait, not landscape style photos, because I use the interwebs and I use fat social media platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and so forth. So I have a grip on my camera that allows me to shoot that way, so it helps me out. I can use it the other way, but if I'm using it one-handed, I feel like I'm going to lose my fingers because it gets heavy, especially because I use big boy lenses. So you need to use grips or a tripod, which is currently what I'm using now, because over the last week you've been on boxes, which has been very unsteady, but now you're on, it's called a potato jet tripod, which means it has a little button and then it goes up and down by itself. It's magical. So hope that helped. Did I get sidetracked? I think I did. Why do my night photos have so much noise? This is going to be my last question, because otherwise we're going to be waffling on for hours. Nighttime. Obviously, in daytime, you can take photos with a wider depth of field and a lower f-stop, because there's a lot of light coming in, whereas at nighttime, you can't really do that. It's not really the same. So you've got less light coming in. You might have street lights and stuff like that, but you do in general have less light. So you need to bump up your ISO. And if you can get as low of an f-stop as possible, that's even better. But you need to go for a higher ISO, but then that causes some noise because of it's processing through the camera. And if you shoot RAW, you can actually remove that using AI. Lightroom offers it though, so it's not that bad. Are you done doing your stretches? as I said, everybody's moving around. I hope it's all right. But you can remove some of it. You might find that it's colours of blue and red and green, so it's your colour science. Noise is not necessarily a bad thing, especially because we're in a place where a lot of digital artists are not using film cameras, but they're doing grain and making their photos look like film, which is something I do because it does look cool. So sometimes you can get away with a little bit of grain. Try and use a flash or go into an area where there is a little more light, and you'll find that you can use less ISO. You'll find as well that obviously if it's a lower budget camera, it might not be able to handle as much light as a professional camera. So an FX3, its abilities are absolutely insane. They're really good, but say a little compact camera, it might have a bit of a struggle. And shoot in RAW, because as I said, that will help. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. It is some of the most asked questions I've seen around and been asked, so I thought I'd ask myself, tell you what I think. It was completely off the brain, so if you're a photographer and you're professional and you go, why did she say that? No, I didn't. You said it. So anyway, if you like the video, remember to comment and subscribe, and I will see you in a couple of days because I upload 3 times a week, and you guys should definitely subscribe because I'm going to be doing more stuff. I'm waffling now. Goodbye.